Good afternoon, Year 3, and welcome to your next maths lesson. Today we're going to continue looking at time, in particular quarter past and quarter to on the clock. But first of all, I just wanted to recap what we did last time. I've written 4 times onto the board, in words and in numbers. 7:30 or 7:30, 2:30, 2:30, 9:30, 9:30, and 1:30, 1:30. And I would like you to try and show those times on a clock. You could use your plastic clock to show those times. You could draw the times onto a clock if you would like to have a go at that as well. But try and show each of these times. I'm going to do it as well, so you could do it with me, or you could pause the video and just try to show each of those times yourself. 7:30 to start with, 7:30 or 7:30. Try and show that time on your clock. And I'll give you a couple of seconds to do that on your plastic clock. You could always pause it if you need a few extra seconds. 7:30 or 7:30. Well done if you're showing me this time on your clock. And remember, we've gone past the 7. And it's really important we get our hands the right way around. The big hand is the minute hand, pointing at the 6, and the smaller hand is the hour hand. Can you show me 2:30 on your clock? 2:30. And remember, the larger hand is the minute hand. The smaller hand is the hour hand. 2:30. 2:30. Well done if you are showing me this time on your clock. 2:30. This was 2 o'clock. We've gone halfway round the clock again. So we're 2:30 or 2:30. Remember, we have the minute at the bottom as well. It tells you what minute it is. There are 60 minutes in an hour, and we are halfway through an hour, so we are 30 minutes past, half past. It's important we can learn the time in both of these ways, in words and also the digital time in numbers. That's one of the tricky things about time. Can you show me 9:30 on your clock? 9:30 on your clock. Or 9:30. In today's lesson, it'll be an extra challenge if you can write the time in both ways each time, in numbers and in words. 9:30, well done if your clock looks like this. You may find the odd clock isn't pointing exactly in the middle if you've got those smaller plastic clocks. They may not always be exactly in the right place, but you'll be able to tell if you've got it correct. And finally, 1:30 or 1:30. Can you show me that time on your clock? Very well done. If you are showing me this, 1:30, 1:30. Today, we're going to be talking about quarter past and half past. Whenever it's quarter past on the clock, the minute hand will be pointing at the 3. So the large minute hand is pointing at the 3 when it's quarter past. And that's because it is a quarter. That much of the clock is a quarter. We're a quarter past the last hour. So this was 2 o'clock. And we've gone a quarter around the clock. So we've got to quarter past. We've got to the 3. Quarter past. So any time it is quarter past, the minute hand is pointing at the 3. And as you can see, it says 15 there as well. So when you're writing the minute, what minute it is, it's 15. So this time is 2:15. And we would write that 2:15. 2:15. We write the hour and then the minute. The hour is 2 and the minute is 15. We can have a practice now. Can you show me on your clock 4:15? 4:15. 4. On your clock, can you show me 4:15? 4:15. Think about where that minute hand is, which number it should be pointing to. 4:15. Very well done. If you'll show me this time. This would have been 4 o'clock, and you can use that to help you sometimes. And we've just gone a quarter past, just past the 4, until the big hand points at the 3. That's a 4:15. Or, if we were to write it in digital time, 4:15. 4:15. Very well done. Can you show me 7:15? 7:15. Maybe find 7 o'clock first and then a 7:15. Remember that minute hand will be pointing at the same number, 7:15. Very well done. If you are showing me this time on your clock. Very well done if you're showing me this time on your clock. 7:15. And again, this would have been 7 o'clock. And we've just gone slightly past 7 o'clock until the big hand points to the 3, 7:15. And again, if we were to write that in numbers, I'm sure lots of people would have their hands up now and be able to tell me that that time in numbers would be 7:15. 7:15, the hour and then the minute, 7:15. Let's try one more. Can you show me 10:15? 10:15. 10:15. And again, very well done if you're showing me this time. So far, we have covered o'clock. This is 10 o'clock. 10:15, and the big hand points to the 3, the minute hand, and 10:30, and the minute hand points to the 6. Those are the 3 different types of time we have covered so far. And now we're going to look at 2:15. This is probably the most confusing one, 2:15. Every time the minute hand points to the 9, it's 1:45 something, 1:45. And as you can see, that's because it's 1/4 to the next hour. It's 1/4 until we get to the next hour. So this time that I'm showing you is 11:45, because we haven't got to 11 o'clock yet. This would be 11. We haven't got to 11 yet. It's 11:45. And that's why when you write it in numbers, it can be a little bit confusing, because the hour is still 10. It's 10, and then the minute is 45. 10:45. But we would say 11:45. This is 10 o'clock. This is 10:15. This is 10:30. And as you can see, we haven't got to 11 o'clock yet, but we would say 11:45. 1/4 until you get to 11 o'clock. And we would write it 10 and then the minute, which is 45. 10:45. So that one is a little confusing, but let's have a go. Can you show me 1:45? So we haven't got to 2 o'clock yet. 1:45. 1/4 until 2 o'clock. Can you show me on your clock 1:45? And remember which number that big minute hand must be pointing to. 1:45. Very well done. Remember, you can always pause the video if you want a few more seconds. Well done if you're showing me this time, 1:45. And that's because sorry about that, you three. This is 1:45. This would have been 2 o'clock, but we haven't got to 2 o'clock yet. We are 1/4 until we get to 2 o'clock. a quarter to 2. And because we haven't got to 2 o'clock yet, the hour is still 1. And we would write that 1:45. 1:45. So this one is a little bit tricky, a little bit confusing. Let's try a couple more. Can you show me a quarter to 5? A quarter to 5. So we haven't got to 5 yet. A quarter to 5. You could find 5 o'clock first, that might help you, and then go back slightly. A quarter to 5. Can you show me quarter to 5 on your clock? Or 4:45. 4:45. 4:45 or a quarter to 5. Trickier. Very well done if you'll show me this time. And remember, this would have been 5 o'clock, but we're going back slightly. So this is a quarter to 5 or 4. This was the hour 4, and we've just gone all the way round to the 9. So 4:45. We haven't got to 5 o'clock yet. So that is the most confusing one, I think. Just check carefully. If it's a quarter to 5, we shouldn't have got to 5 o'clock yet. We should be just before 5 o'clock. On the board here, I have written 5 different times. And as an extra challenge, I'd like you to see if you can write these times in numbers now. I've got a couple up here just to remind you. Can you write these times in numbers? So 7:30 was 7:30. 7:30 was 7:30. Can you write any of these times in numbers? Pause the video, I'll add the answers to the board and you can check if you got those correct. Well done, Year 3, doing really well. Well done, Year 3, if you've attempted that. 10:30 is 10:30. We have the hour and then the minute. 2:15, we'd write 2:15, as we've just gone past 2 o'clock. 2:15. 5:30, 5:30. 6:15, 6:15. And the tricky one at the end, 8:45. So remember, we haven't got to 9 yet. So the hour is still 8 and the minute is 45. 8:45. So just before I explain today's activity, let's just quickly move around the clock a couple of times, and you can do this on your clock at the same time. This is 5 o'clock, 5:15, 5:30, 5:45, 6:15, 5:30, 5:30, o'clock. 5:15, 5:30, 5:45, o'clock. There's 4 different times we've looked at so far. For today, you need to write these times in words, or if you can, in words and in numbers would be fantastic. And if you finish all of that and you have some time, I have this sheet as well, where I have written the times in numbers and you need to write the times in words. So 1:30 is the example up here, and they've written underneath 1:30. And remember to use that clock to help you, because it does have which minute it is on the clock as well. It may help to find the time on the clock before you write it down. Have a go. And remember, please keep coming on to Google Meet. That was a longer video today, so there might be some things a little bit more confusing. So please keep coming on to Google Meet. You can bring your clocks. We can check answers together. Very well done. Thank you for watching Year 3.